Morning, morning, everybody. Let's get comfortable in here and situated. Ali here with another class that we're gonna go live, or we are live right now. So we'll give everybody their 30 seconds. We're doing 9 o'clock this morning instead of 8:30. We had a little situation, a positive situation that is, that we had to push the class to 9 o'clock instead of 8:30. So hope everybody's doing well. Hope your rides in the morning were positive. If you are still in the car going to work, or if you are home, we welcome you. And today we're going to talk about success and failure and how I can predict your success or predict your failure. Ben from Jakarta, good morning or afternoon for you right now. You're about 10 hours away ahead, right? If you are new, or if this is your very first time on Periscope, obviously you can swipe from the left to the right or swipe up. And then obviously, if you tap on the screen, you can give the hearts. If you swipe, you can see that share button. Share with your Twitter followers, Facebook followers, Periscope followers. Give them some value, as we're going to talk about generic information. We don't talk about any product, service, company, or anything for that nature. Chris Bryan, thank you so much for that share. And on Facebook, you can also share. Just, skip out of the video real quick, and you're going to see like, comment, share. Make sure you share this with your followers as well, because I truly believe that this information I've been reading for a little while is going to give you a lot of good stuff to be able to help somebody else out there. 8:01 a.m. Oh, yeah? So you were like, what, 13 hours ahead? That's crazy. Oh, p.m. Okay. Yeah, I figured as much. So you're 11 hours ahead. Awesome, Ben. Thank you so much for jumping on. So, for you in Periscope, you see those hearts? Let the hearts rain. And by the way, if you're joining us for first time, Ali Mehdaoui in here, founder and CEO of Mehdaoui Enterprise. I've been in business for 7, going on 8 years now, and I've been very, very blessed to build businesses internationally, from traditional businesses to network marketing businesses. I'm an author of a book called The Lying Network Marketer that is available online right now. And by the way, I have a little gift that I'm going to give somebody today. So it depends on who gives the hearts or who shares this. I have a free book in my hand right now that I'm going to give you the code to it that one of you is going to get. So let's see who's going to give the hearts, and let's see who's going to share. And we'll definitely give away a free ebook for the Lying Network Marketer. So I'm pretty excited about giving it away. All right, so let's talk about success and failure. I read this morning, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So the interesting thing is that it's not success is wealth, success is financial freedom, success is this, success is that. It's a progressive. So it's progressive. It's not a one-time thing. It's not a destination, but it's progression, right? It's a journey that you're always progressing into. So it's a progressive realization. So you have to realize it. You have to actually be conscious of it, of a worthy ideal. So a worthy ideal that you have the ability to define. So you have to define that worthy ideal first, right? And realize that you're progressing towards it. So if you are in a business right now and you go from $0 to $50 a month, guess what? That is, you're successful because you're progressing to a worthy ideal. You're realizing, like, my God, last month I had $0 coming from this business. Now I have 50. And then it becomes 55. And then it becomes 60. And then 100. And then 1,000. And so on and so forth. So just make sure you understand the definition of success. Success is not a destination. It's not a thing. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Can I get a heart or an amen to that, right? Now, what if I told you I can predict if you will succeed or you will fail? Like fact. What if I could tell you that you yourself, as a matter of fact, can predict your own failure or your own success? Really don't understand what you're saying. I wish I could. I'll answer you, but I don't know what that means. But hope it's all good stuff. The most valuable commodity we own today is easy accessibility to information. Can you drop a 1 in the comment if you believe that it is so much easier today, more than ever, to have the ability to get any information that you want? I mean, as a matter of fact, I can go to YouTube right now or Google and get information on anything. I mean, I have the same access to info that a doctor or somebody else that has out there. Hello, good morning. So it is so simple for us to take it for granted as well. So we live in an abundant time of our lives. Nobel Prize winner Albert Schweitzer was asked, this is the middle 50s, he was asked, what is wrong with people today? Now, this is back in the 50s where there was not enough access to the information that we have right now. And his response was, people simply don't think. And that was like mind boggling. Like, that was in the 50s. And he said, people simply don't think. We live in an age of abundance right now. We live in an age where in your fingertips, you have access to literally everything from languages to colors to designs to technology to any information, health, all of it is available to you. But the question is, what do we do with that information? See, we take it for granted. Now we find people in our lives. I mean, I can tell you a handful of people that I know that I find them caught up in watching a kiddie video or watching a funny video or a fight video, right? Street fight videos, instead of actually utilizing that information and utilizing the accessibility to do something great. And that, my friends, allow me to tell you, I know for a fact if that person will be successful or not. See, when I find somebody watching a YouTube video of Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Darren Hardy, whatever the case may be, I'm sorry, I wish I could speak it, but I don't. And that being the case, it kind of just, gives you an understanding of why is somebody successful and somebody else is not. It's simple. You do the right thing, you get the results. You do the wrong thing, you're not going to get the results. That's really all it comes down to. So some of the things that I can share with you that you can utilize to predict your future or your failure. So the first thing is this. Your words that you use about yourself and your daily activities will give you an idea where you're headed in your business. If you say can't, if you say not able to, if you say not sure, if you say hopefully, if you say maybe, if you say anything that is a weak word about yourself, automatically, subconsciously, you stop your efforts toward that activity. It's a fact. It's a fact. The moment, see, the difference between someone that is going to win a race or a marathon and someone who doesn't, that final 500 meters as they're running, they subconsciously told themselves, I got this, I'm going to win it. Or they subconsciously tell themselves, man, this person is catching up to me. It's just the way it is. Every interview that we've ever, and I watch a whole lot of them because I like to hear those success stories. And you hear, as I'm running, I can see from the corner of my eye, somebody's catching up to me. And that's why they lost that race. So it's incredibly important to watch your words that you use about yourself and your daily activities. Including, do you have the right tools with you, right? And we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. Your character will attract or will repulse. Remember, folks, if you didn't get it later on, I'm giving a free ebook for my book in a little bit, but that depends on hearts and that depends on shares. So y'all got to earn it today. Your character, actually, whoever gives the most or whoever shares the most, that's the way I'm looking at it. But anyhow, your character will attract or repulse. See, you can say all good things. You can, show that you are the right person and you're walking around and saying like, I'm a good person and that person is bad and so on and so forth. But your character, sooner or later, people find out who you truly are. Sooner or later, people will call you out and know you lied to me or you gave me the wrong information or whatever it is that you were talking about immediately is going to dismiss any attraction that you have towards your business. So be very, very careful with your actual character itself. Work on it. It's not, a moment thing, hold on one second. I'm sorry. If you were funny, I'll keep you on, but it's not funny. It doesn't make sense. I had to block him. Sometimes I get some really, really funny ones. I got to share this. I shared it yesterday. If you missed it on Periscope yesterday, I had a guy who said, chubby cheek Steve Urkel. And that had me dying. I mean, I blocked him because I was afraid what he was going to say next. But classic. I mean, I got the haircut. I just gotta raise my eyebrows. Right? It was funny. I was laughing. I'm brushing my teeth and everything, and I'm laughing at myself. I'm like, I can't believe I actually have some of Steve Urkel's look. But anyhow, it's funny. Your thinking will make you reach the stars or stay stuck on the ground. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you are right? We've heard that one before. If you tell yourself, man, I wish I had more money, you're not going to have more money. If you tell yourself, that person is lucky, I'm not, whatever you think about will come into creation. I can promise you that. Faith shows it. Faith preaches it. Science shows it. And you are the evidence of it. Anything you put your mind into, you have established. And anything you feared away from and stuck away from, you didn't do. It's just simple. So be careful with what you're thinking. How do you fix that? Well, you fix it by simply studying, getting educated, making sure that you have the right information, and making sure you eliminate any negative information away from you. That's how you keep a sane mindset. Fear isn't what's stopping you. See, we are all afraid. I'm afraid sometimes. I'm afraid of talking to someone that is much more successful than me. I'm afraid of speaking after someone sometimes in stage. I'm like, how do I follow that, right? Like, I got to upstage that person, and, or I got to outcoach somebody, or, man, what if things change? What if the economy changes? We all have those. I mean, just the way normal human being. But you got to ignore it and go forward with courage. Now, here is what's stopping you. Again, it is not fear. Sometimes fear is good. Fear tells you where the edge is so you don't fall, right? But it's conformity. See, conformity is to simply do what everybody else is doing without actually understanding why. It's so funny. And again, I really don't care about left-wing, right-wing Republicans or Democrats. I mean, for me, it's all the same bird. Left-wing and right-wing belongs to the same bird. But here's the thing. I watch sometimes, that people post on Facebook, look at this funny guys not knowing what they're talking about, whether it's one side or the other. And, they're asked who you're going to vote for. This person. Why? Well, because I feel good about them. Right. Well, what's your favorite policy? I'm really not sure. I'm still looking into that, right? Okay, but they're all screaming and jumping with the signs and whatnot, and they don't even understand why. But the reason is they're conforming with everybody else that relates to them. They're conforming with everybody else that has the same struggle that they do without actually understanding why they're going to that situation. And we, as a human being, conform a lot. See, we wear our clothes, we dress, we do our hair, we conform continually. That's just the part of who we are as human beings. We are cultural creatures that we like to stay with our own, right? That's why you have communities. That's why you have areas of the country that has one community, one ethnicity versus another. Because we conform, we feel comfortable within our own. We feel comfortable within people who feel, talk, and do whatever like us. People who even complain like us. You heard misery loves company? That's conformity. Because when you hear somebody like, man, the government sucks, the economy sucks, you're like, yeah, it does. Why? Just because you found somebody else that's complaining and not taking responsibility. You're like, man, I'm not the only one who doesn't need to take responsibility. There's a whole lot of us. Let's go and tell everybody how the government sucks and the economy sucks and the rich one is going to get richer and the poor is going to get poorer. You got to understand that is cowardness. That is conformity. You need to be courageous and stand alone. You need to be courageous and stand up and say, I am not going to do what everybody else is doing. That is a sign of failure. That is a sign that you're going the wrong path. See, those who succeed never blame or complain. They just stand up and they make it completely different. They get criticized for it. They get critiqued by the world. And guess what? They still go and become successful. Do you think Steph Curry doesn't have haters and people who critique him? I mean, ESPN critiques every single athlete. It doesn't matter how many records they have. It doesn't matter how many awards and medals and trophies. Guess what? They're still being critiqued. So don't worry. You don't need to conform. If you conform, you settled. Make sure you stand up and make sure you stand alone against all odds. A person who conforms has no courage. A person who conforms has no courage. So it is a fearful thing to do, to stand up against the odds, to speak against everybody else. But remember, see, a plane only rises up when it goes against the wind. If a plane goes along with the wind, it will never rise, right? See, there's a huge percentage of the country that are broke, and I mean poverty line broke. And then you have a smaller percentage that's living paycheck to paycheck. And then you have the very select few that are extremely rich, right? That are very successful, multiple six figures a year or multiple six figures a month. And the interesting thing is, you know, when people say, well, you're conforming too sometimes. Yeah, I might be conforming, but I'm conforming with the right group of people. It's okay if you are conforming with the right group of people, if you are utilizing that platform, that role model to actually go to the highest side of life because you have a better, greater purpose. You know, see, I used to study my coach, Bob Heilig, and I mean literally study him. I used to watch his videos like if it was a sporting event. You know, the way he dressed, the way he talked, the way he carried his shoulders, the way he used his hands, the way he brushed his hair. I mean, every single thing. And I practiced every single day to the point where I was like, this is great and all, but I got my own swag. I got my own attitude. I got my own mindset. I'm going to be my own right now. And I started developing myself. And then I started looking at other speakers, you know, much bigger stages that you don't even think that you can ever reach. I started watching Les Brown and Bob Proctor in front of, you know, 30,000 people. And I'm like, will I ever speak in front of 30,000 people? So I started preparing my mindset and changing and shifting my train of thought, saying to myself, I'm going to speak, act, do everything that they do because I know that's what the select few have done. I'm not going to conform with society or be afraid that people are going to call me weird or whatever the case may be. So those are some of the attributes that you can use to measure whether you are on the right track to success or you're pulling away. If you are afraid of doing something, that is a sign why you should do it. Because you're afraid because you're conforming. You don't want to do a video because you're thinking people are going to judge you. Yeah, none of my family are doing any videos. I'm not gonna. That's cowardness. And I love you all, but let's keep it 100 for a second, right? If you're afraid to talk to somebody about your business, you know, or about your product or about your service, that's because you're conforming because no one is talking about that product, but you believe in it so much that you went and invested time, energy, money, resources into it, but yet you're not telling the world about it because of conformity. So stop conforming and go ahead and go against the distance. Who cares what people are going to say? At the end of the day, I go to bed by myself, right? Well, with my wife, but I don't have the world in my house. I do like I'm home. I'm comfortable. I don't have to report to anybody. So make sure if you want to have the right result for yourself, do what others are not doing. Because if you do what the rest of the world is doing, I can guarantee you and predict to you that you're going to have the same thing that the rest of the world is having. So I hope this helped you out a little bit. Today was at 9 o'clock, so check it out. I'm going to go back into Periscope and see the amount of hearts and who he or she who has. Obviously, your username is from Twitter. I'm going to send you a code for a free ebook. And also, Facebook. Here's what we're going to do, because Facebook is a different platform. The 10th share that I'm going to get. So, you know, it might be you know, you can share it up to 10 times in different platforms, right, or whatever. But he or she who shares this video the most, I have my code here. Well, the code is in the back, but I'm going to inbox it to you for a free copy of my ebook, The Lion Network Marketer, that is in stores and online right now. And here's the thing. The book focuses on three things. The first thing is network marketing is a profession, not a gig, not a hobby, not a get rich quick, not a hopefully I can make it. It's a profession that needs to be worked every day, just like any other job, just like any traditional business. Number two, the truth is good enough. We don't have to hype up. We don't have to exaggerate. We don't have to give anything away, right? Like, just be honest and educate people. Number three, leadership is an essential component of the profession. If there is no leadership skills or development, you are out, failed. So you got to make sure that you understand, and that's why this book, I believe, has the value that it has. So I'll be giving away, depending on how many shares or whomever has the 10th share, because obviously I get notifications, so I'll be looking forward to it. And for your Periscope, I'll be sending you a message for he or she who gave the most hearts in a little bit. And that's why, by the way, because I know a lot of you are watching this live from Twitter, you can't give any hearts from Twitter. So unfortunately, you know, I'll be giving another one tomorrow, but make sure you're on Periscope. That way we can communicate and make sure you have your copy. So love you all. Look at the hearts now are still coming. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. Bye-bye.